want to issue an apology to somebody on the Atlanta Hawks. And before I tell you who that person is, I want to tell you guys to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share, and tell a friend, tell a family member, tell whoever to support my channel. I want to issue an apology to somebody on the Atlanta Hawks. And that person that I want to issue an apology to is one Mr. Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Because Nickeil Alexander-Walker, I apologize. I was not familiar with your game. I was not familiar with your game, Mr. Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Or as the people call him, Null. Because Mr. Null is flat out balling for the Atlanta Hawks. This guy has been sensational. Sensational for the Hawks. We're talking about a guy that last season for the Minnesota Timberwolves was averaging 9 points a game. And this year, he's upped his average up to 20 points a game. It's unbelievable. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is averaging 20 points a game on 47% shooting and 39% from three. And his true shooting percentage is over 60. You talk about a dude that is incredibly efficient. And I didn't see this coming, man. I did not see this coming from Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And he was a guy I actually was kind of interested in when he was a free agent. And when I knew that the Hawks had some salary cap room this summer to spend, like he was on my radar, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, but I did not see this coming as a score. Like when I looked at Nickeil Alexander-Walker, you know, I thought he was going to come in and I thought he was going to average 10 points a game. You know, he'll defend because that's what he was known for in Minnesota. And I thought he'll hit some threes and hit some open shots and just be a standard role player. You know, that's just kind of what I was expecting out of Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Just come off the bench and score 10 points a game and hit threes and defend. But he has been way better. He's been way beyond that. And I'm impressed, man. I'm very impressed, and I'm shocked that this is the output that we're getting from Nickeil Alexander-Walker this year. Because truth be told, I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of expecting Dyson Daniels and Reggie to make an offensive leap for this team. You know, I thought either Dyson Daniels would step up on offense and level up his scoring a little bit, because I thought he made great strides last season, you know, with his shooting and driving ability. And, you know, similar to Reggie, like I thought this guy in year 2 would kind of step up a little bit and become a better shooter, and become more confident. And the truth is, it hasn't really quite happened for either of those two guys. Like Dyson Daniels offensively has kind of regressed a little bit. His shooting especially his 3-point shooting, has not been there at all. His driving has kind of been hit and miss. He's passing up shots. You know, it seems like sometimes he's afraid to shoot. And Reggie, I've been a little disappointed with what I've seen from Zachary Reggie. You know, the offense, the shooting, he's shooting 30% from 3. And so the offense for both Reggie and Dyson Daniels has kind of been disappointing to me. But on the flip side, it's kind of crossed out just because of Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Like, he's averaging 20 a game. And weirdly enough, it's weird because what I was expecting from what we've gotten from Nickeil Alexander-Walker this season is kind of what I was expecting from Dyson Daniels or Reggie, at least one of those two. And basically what we've gotten from Reggie and Dyson Daniels is kind of what I thought that we were going to get, what we were getting from Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And just, it's been flipped. You know, Nickeil Alexander-Walker is averaging 20 points a game on really good efficiency. And to me, this is a credit to the Atlanta Hawks front office. This is a credit to Ansi Salah for look, I don't know. I'm not gonna say that Ansi Salah and Nickeil and the front office expected Nickeil Alexander-Walker to come in and average 20 a game, but I do believe that they signed Nickeil Alexander-Walker with the idea that his role was going to be increased on offense and that he was going to get more opportunity with the ball in his hands, and they're going to give him a bigger offensive role, and he's thrived. And what we've seen from Nickeil Alexander-Walker is just a guy that's just taking advantage of his opportunity. Like he understood why he was coming to Atlanta and why he signed here, and I think the front office and maybe even Trae Young, because the reports were Trae Young was recruiting Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and I'm sure all those guys told him, "Look, man, we're gonna give you a bigger role. You're gonna have the ball in your hands a little more, man. We gonna run the offense through you sometimes, and you gonna get your opportunity, man, to shoot shots and create off the dribble and run pick and roll and do all that stuff." And Nickeil Alexander-Walker's, man, he is playing out of his mind right now. And if you look at what he's done, if you look at his 10 games over the last 10 games, he has scored 30 or more points 4 times over his last 10 games. I mean, that is impressive work. And this is a guy that I think before the year started, I think he only had maybe 3 games in his career that he scored over 30 points. And he's done it 4 times already this season in the span of 10 games. And that's going to continue. Like, he's going to have more games where he scores over 30 points. And what I've been impressed with Nickeil Alexander-Walker, look, the defense is as advertised. Like Nickeil Alexander-Walker's was known for a defender, and he's played defense at a high level for the Hawks. And so the defense is as advertised. But for him to utilize his energy on the offensive end of the floor as well while playing high-level defense is just beyond impressive. And he's a 3-level scorer when you're talking about Nickeil Alexander-Walker. This is a guy that can shoot threes. He has a nice little mid-range game where he shoots mid-range shots off the dribble, and he can attack the rack. He can draw fouls. He's crafty going to the rim. He can finish with his right hand. He can finish with his left hand. And he's a skilled player. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is a very skilled player. And I can't forget. And let's not forget, he's clutch. Every game is close. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is a guy that the Atlanta Hawks go through down the stretch of these games. It's between him and Jalen Johnson. They're getting up and they're putting the ball, especially without Trae Young. Like, if you want to look at why the Hawks are winning games without Trae Young, it's really because of 2 guys. A little bit, kind of 3, but really it's 2 guys. The 2 top options on the team is Jalen Johnson and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker is the guy that the Atlanta Hawks are going through down the stretch of these games, and he's delivering. He's hitting big shots. Big shots. Remember that dagger shot against the Cleveland Cavaliers a couple of weeks ago when Jalen Johnson stole the ball and the Hawks were up, I think it was like 122 to 119 or something like that. Jalen Johnson steals the ball. He gets the ball to Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is open for 3 on the left wing, and he just pops it. Bottom of the net, swish, and the Hawks go up 6 points over the Cavs, and they close the game out. This is what Nickeil Alexander-Walker is doing for the Hawks, man. He's delivering offensively, and he's doing everything for this team. Offensively, getting steals, on defense, getting in the paint on offense, creating, shooting the ball. He has been magnificent for these Atlanta Hawks, man. And make no mistake about it. I know people are wondering, like, what's going to happen when Trae Young gets back? What's going to happen when Trae Young gets back? Is Trae Young going to get in the way? He's going to take all the shots. He's going to have the ball in his hands. Like, what's Trae going to do? How can Nickeil keep this up when Trae Young comes back? Like, that's going to be the question. And I think it will. I'm not even worried about it. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, I believe, is going to look. Maybe instead of him averaging 20 points a game, he'll average 18. But I think his production is still going to be at a high level, and I think Nickeil Alexander-Walker, even when Trae Young comes back, is going to have some big scoring games. And man, I can't be even more pleased with what I've seen out of Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and even better when it comes to Nickeil Alexander-Walker. The Atlanta Hawks signed him to a 4-year, $62 million deal this summer. 4 years, $62 million. That's $15 million a season. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker, with the production that he's given the Hawks, the fact that he's averaging 20 points a game and he's making $15 million a year, that contract is a flat out bargain. It's a bargain. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is making $15 million a year, and he's playing like a dude that should be worth $30 million a season. That's how good he's been. He should be worth double the amount he's making with how he's been producing this season, because it's been remarkable with what I've seen out of Nickeil Alexander-Walker. He's a $15 million player who's playing like a guy that should be worth $30 million per season. It's really incredible with what I've seen out of Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And the beautiful thing about this, the Atlanta Hawks have this dude for another 3 seasons, 3 more seasons after this season. Atlanta is going to have Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and he's going to get better and better and better. I mean, it's exciting times, man, to be a Hawk fan. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker is a big reason why. This dude has been terrific. He's been awesome for the Hawks. And one can't help but wonder is what's going to happen when Trae Young comes back, because everyone's talking about Trae Young is going to mess the momentum up and all this other stuff. And I'm just thinking, I think it's going to be the opposite. I think Trae Young is going to come back to this team, and he's going to make this team better. And this team's going to go up another level. Could you imagine a lineup of Onyeka Okongwu, Jalen Johnson, Dyson Daniels, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and Trae Young? I mean, that's right there is one of the best starting fives in the NBA right there. Or if you want to replace Onyeka Okongwu with Porzingis, and look, I'm a little frustrated with Porzingis right now with his health. You know, and that's I probably need to get into that a little later in another episode. But you know, even if Porzingis is back, you know, if it's Porzingis and Jalen Johnson and Dyson and Nickeil and Trae Young, like that's a really good starting five on paper. And so, man, like the talent that this team has right now, and the fact that Trae Young is going to come back and he's going to add another dimension and another scoring option to what the Atlanta Hawks already have, it's just going to make this team a lot better. And it's going to make this team a lot more explosive and dynamic and fun. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see what this team is going to look like when Trae Young is back. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker is a big reason, man. Like, he's a big part of the team. He's a big part of the success. You know, and like I said, this dude is averaging 20 points a game. Last season, Nickeil Alexander-Walker averaged 9 points a game. That is an 11-point increase. I mean, this dude should be a candidate for most improved player. I mean, it's just, I mean, if that's not the prototypical definition of most improved player, I don't know what is. I mean, to go from 9 points a game to 20 points a game in one season is insane. And with Nickeil Alexander-Walker, what I've also enjoyed about him is just the maturity, the leadership. I mean, this dude is an absolute culture changer. I mean, and you just see it. You see it on the court. You know, this guy's a leader. He's communicating with Jalen Johnson. He's communicating with Dyson Daniels, Onyeka Okongwu, Zachary Richichet, Vit Krejci, all of the guys. He's communicating with Quinn Snyder. Like, this dude is a leader, and you can see it. This dude is just setting the culture. You know, there's a reason why the Atlanta Hawks are winning these games without Trae Young. It ain't by accident. It's because of that dude, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Like, this is a guy that's just he's the leader. He's the heart and soul. And he brings a winning mentality to these Atlanta Hawks. This is a guy that doesn't accept losing. You know, this dude I'll tell you one thing about Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I talk about the Atlanta Falcons eat, breathe, sleep, losing. I'll tell you this about Nickeil Alexander-Walker. He don't do that. He don't believe in that kind of stuff. He ain't about no eat, sleep, breathe, losing. He's about winning. Winning basketball player. That's what Nickeil Alexander-Walker represents when it comes to these Atlanta Hawks. He's a winning basketball player. And it feels good that he's on my team. I love him. I love it. I love Nickeil Alexander-Walker, what he's brought to the team. And so, man, it's exciting times. And for Nickeil Alexander-Walker, I owe you an apology because I was not familiar with your game.